like a hurricane to my heart, drove it far away. See the lights on the other side. I'm going to get there and hope we will meet there. Like a hurricane to bit far away. See the lights on the other side. I'm going to get there and hope we will meet there.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Grind Fantasy official live stream for today. This is Sniping Value with Matt. No value ever gets left behind. We are sniping the most profitable plays here on Prizepicks, Underdog, Parlay Play, whatever DFS app, whatever fixed payout platform you guys want, we are sniping value for. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to break down the fundamentals here for everybody watching. If you guys are brand new to this channel, we teach you all about plus EV betting. Plus EV betting is just simply profitable sports betting. There's so much BS online about people claiming that they're profitable. Some are, some aren't, but majority of people, 99% of sports bettors actually lose long-term. The only people that are profitable are the people willing to trust the process and just trust it long-term, right? Remove your sports knowledge. You don't have sports knowledge. You don't have as much sports knowledge as you think. I don't. I suck. I watch sports 24/7, and I don't claim to be a profitable sports bettor based on my sports knowledge. I only claim to be a profitable sports bettor based on identifying the market, treating this like a stock market as opposed to actually feeling out the game. Because what the individual sports bettor brings into this is recency bias, right? We all have recency bias. We think that watching sports is going to make us better at gaining an edge over the field. But the field is millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars poured into sports betting projections, models, sharp money identifying where the edge is and coming in and changing these projections. Like there's so many more things that we should take into consideration as casual sports bettors to really make that light bulb moment come on. All right, so I'm going to hopefully make that light bulb moment come on here by identifying the market and showing you guys profitable sports bets. And again, there's so much to digest here, but let's go ahead and just start out with the basics here and build out a Prizepicks slip. This Ken play was just bumped, actually. I got him at 5 last night because this hot streak line was set to 7.5, right? Let's take two projections here, 5 and 7.5. There's a 2.5 discrepancy. Those should never exist, regardless of how sharp the other DFS app is. Yeah, hot streak's a lot smaller, but they're also putting out projections for esports that they remain profitable off of. So keep that in consideration. When there's a 2.5 projection difference, you should be middling this. You should be taking advantage of this opportunity. And even in this moment, imagine there was a 5.5 assist line and a 6.5 assist line. You guys would be jumping all over that for NBA. Right now, we only have 2 price points, but we really should be identifying this as a middling opportunity. You guys should be hitting this under on hot streak and the over on Prizepicks. So we're going to go ahead and do that. If you got this at 5, that's fine. You don't have to take this again, and it probably won't let you. I know that Prizepicks does. They only let you put to a certain amount here. They limit you on certain sports, and I think League of Legends is definitely one of those. So if you haven't yet, if you're watching this for the first time, go ahead and take the over Ken here. There's still an edge. This lands on 6. You win one leg on Hot Streak, and you win the other here on Prizepicks. Mateos, whatever his name is, on CS2, this is a new esport technically, so there's not as many overall kills in this. So from 16 to 18, that's a huge discrepancy. This lands on 16, 17, or 18. You technically don't lose on either app on Underdog and on Prizepicks. Right now, again, the exact same kind of breakdown. There's too large of a discrepancy here. Why wouldn't we take the over on Prizepicks? It makes logical sense. You got to use logic, and you got to observe this using that logic. Why wouldn't you take the over here on Prizepicks when there's that large of a discrepancy? Again, just to relate this to like NFL, imagine there was like a passing completions line of a quarterback that was set to 16 and 18. You would middle days. There would be too much data here, too many sharp projections to identify that as a huge opportunity in the market. We have Underdog, we have Prizepicks, historically very sharp. They're not losing money long-term to sports bettors, right? So that's a thing to consider when looking at all these projections. All these guys make money off their sports bettors. So you guys really should be taking advantage of these opportunities here with Ken, with Mateos, and then going down here with Reinhardt. So we're going to be taking another play here. This one's a lot more straightforward because we have a lot of data points. Usually speaking, the more data points, the more confident we are in a play, right? So we have many data points here, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Slight juice, sure, on the over, but 3 is a huge discrepancy in shots with shots on goal in NHL. It's a lot harder to get a shot on goal than it is to get a yard in football, right? So that 3 mark is very aggressive, like a lot more aggressive than it should be. So we should be taking the under here on Reinhardt. We're going to call this guy fat. We still don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but we have a 4.5 line here, heavily juiced on the under, meaning that the sportsbooks are confident that this is going under 4.5. Therefore, they're setting their juice here. Juice is just a price point that they set to that projection of 4.5. Meaning, if you hit the straight bet at 4.5 on the books, they would be punishing you drastically. In a 5-man flex slip, we're literally getting this at minus 119 odds. We're getting this under 4 line at minus 119, but you'd be getting this 4.5 line at minus 190, minus 188, minus 150, minus 190 here across the sports books, which is crazy. That's a crazy difference. Yes, it's a little bit lower, but it's so heavily juiced that it doesn't matter. So we're going to go ahead and take advantage of this hits allowed line. Take the under here at fat. We're basically banking on this landing at 4 or going under. That's what we're doing here. Pushes aren't losses. We're not losing money in the long term as long as we're pushing consistently. Last but not least here, we do have Wood 7, what a name. We have an over headshots here. Again, large discrepancy. This lands on 10 or 11. You technically win on one app. You don't lose on the other if it pushes. So why not middle this opportunity here with Wood 7? And that's it. Like, that's literally how you remain profitable. Not saying this is going to hit. Not saying it's not going to hit. I'm saying, hey, in the long term, as long as you're winning your legs over a certain average percent. Ooh, this is going to start soon, I think. These time differences are different, but it's the same game. That's weird. Never seen that. Anyway, as long as we're winning each individual leg higher than 54.26%, which is all these legs, based on the market knowledge, because it's the most data that we have available to us, then we're going to remain profitable. That is how you do it. That's how you become a profitable sports bettor. And again, I'm using the DG Fantasy Optimizer. You guys can sign up for it. Head over, 7-day free trial, completely free. A new line just popped up. We'll go ahead and we'll try to build another slip here. SGA under 6 assists. I already entered Ken, so I won't enter the slip, but guys, feel free to get this in. This is a great play. You could even throw in, actually, we'll do that. We'll throw in SGA under 6. You know, just another thing to note here. Last night, we had Wembanyama up there at 8.5 rebounds plus assists. Like, the market knows all. It knows a majority of the time. Not saying it's going to be right all the time. But we were heavily, the sportsbooks were heavily favoring the under 8.5. I'm like the only one in the entire industry that took the under because I saw that data. He did go under. So I'll consider that a small win. That slip went 4 or 5. But I got so much hate in the comment section. Wembanyama's great, therefore he's going to go over. That provides zero context to the actual projection. Like, whether a player is good or bad means nothing until you have a price point and a player projection. What if he was set to 17.5, rebounds and assists? with no market knowledge at all, you're using that mindset of Wembanyama is good, so therefore he has to go over. That makes 0 sense. Like, that would never happen. That would happen 99% of the time. He would go under, right? So you guys really have to understand the market and understand why they're making money. They're making money because they're setting accurate projections. So for that reason, we should trust these projections in front of us. Like, if you don't think that Pinnacle makes money, DraftKings makes money, BetMGM, because they set accurate projections, then you really should read a book, because the market does make money. All these major sports books are huge because they're abusing the sports bettors. Only 1% of sports bettors actually make money, and those guys are limited. So also shout out some of the books I played on yesterday. I was in Maryland and I got limited pretty quickly just because I was hitting these plus EV bets on sports books. It's so much easier to take advantage on sports books when you aren't limited for a small amount of time because there's such large discrepancies. There's always discrepancies within the market. And Prizepicks, Underdog, they're very slow to adjust to their projections, so you guys can take advantage quicker. Also, these lines are rising. So the percent odds to hit to go under 6 for SGA have risen a little bit. As you can see here, heavily juiced on the under 6.5 on DraftKings. We're taking all this math into consideration. Near even line at 5.5. So you're getting 0.5 higher according to just FanDuel. Anyway, you guys can see all this. And that's what the math is. That's the math we're basing this off of. We're de-vigging these lines, meaning we're finding the true percent odds to hit if we take out the hidden juice. Each one of these sports books, they have some hidden vig or juice. Basically, that's how they make money long term. They're charging like an extra percentage. So think about it like this. When you head into a restaurant and you get your bill, you know you're not paying, let's say it's $50. You know you're paying $50 plus like 15 to 25% of gratuity because you have to tip your waiter. Think of that same exact logic and how that applies to each player prop here across the sports books. You're not actually paying, some amount. You're paying minus 190, which is the amount plus gratuity. We need to find what that gratuity percentage is, and that shows you the true percent odds to hit, what that would be at that sports book if we devigged that line. So hopefully that makes sense. And that's how we're basing these percent odds to hit. We're doing nothing but comparing market values. Another thing I like to do here is head to the middling tool. This is also provided on DG Fantasy. You guys can sign up for the fantasy bundle. It gives you access to both of these. We find middling opportunities. More importantly, in niche markets, because assist line, like we know that assists have a ton of market backing. So if we head over, we see Kyrie Irving set to 5 on Prizepicks and all these other DFS platforms, setting it to 5.5 with slight juice on the under. I like to double check because I can get more data points here by just simply looking at the sports books. And as you can see here, 5 is about where it should be, 53.52% by devigging all of these price points. So anyway, that's not really the best opportunity here to hit the 5 over. And whenever I see a major market, I like to double check. Niche markets would be like 3 points made. We see those all the time pop up here. So I'm just going to scroll down and show you. Another really good play here. It looks like not on Prizepicks, but on Hot Streak. As you can see here, 1.5 higher on Hot Streak. And there's a huge middling opportunity. Yeah, it's very juiced on the under, but you're getting, if this play lands on 7 or 8, you technically win on both apps. So I would be taking the more off projections here on Hot Streak, not necessarily on Prizepicks. So just scrolling through the market, not seeing too much here. And I assume the more games that come out, the more props that are going to drop. Once we get closer to lock and once we get closer to tip-off, you guys will see the board just quickly fill up. And you'll see so many opportunities. So the time to attack NBA is about an hour before tip-off or right when the board drops. For NFL, it's early in the week, like right when the board drops. There's so many discrepancies, especially between DFS apps. But anyway, we're going to go through some of these apps like Underdog here and see if there's any more opportunities. Another thing I suggest is downloading as many different DFS apps as you can. Same thing I did yesterday in Maryland. I downloaded so many sports books because I wanted to take advantage of as many line shopping opportunities as I could. Because each one of these DFS apps, they set their lines independently. And they also have different payouts from one another. For instance, the 3-man non-insured on Underdog pays out 6x opposed to Prizepicks' 5x, which shows you the different percentages in terms of average percent odds to hit per leg because the EV matters, right? So if I just put in 3 random plays here, I'm getting 6x. I don't know if you guys can see that behind my head. But anyway, I'm getting 6x here payout, meaning if I put in $100, I get 600. But if I switch back to Prizepicks, and this just got bumped down, good job, guys. So you guys can see that the market is adjusting here to SGA on Prizepicks. You guys can see that the payouts are completely different. So I'm getting more bang for my buck on underdog, for instance, and 3-man non-insureds, which happens to be one of the better payouts here. So for instance, if I was building out an underdog slip, I'd be looking for any average odds of -122 or higher. If I go ahead and sort here, you guys can see anything higher than 54.95% is technically the break-even percentage per leg. So Jared Goff here, in terms of his fantasy score, I'll go ahead and go over why that's a good play. But we're going to be taking the under here in fantasy score. This is too high, according to the market. Again, going to show you guys that here in a second. We did middle with Matios or Matos or whatever his stupid gamer tag name is. We took the over on Prizepicks. We'll go ahead and take the under here on the underdog. Why not play that percent odds that it could potentially land in the middle between both of these DFS apps, right? And then we'll go ahead and throw in, let's go ahead and throw in Turtle, because that looks like it has a lot of price points, as you guys can see here. Set to 28.5, 28.5, and 29. Set all the way up here to 30.5 on underdog. So an all under slip here to start out on UD. Can't spell his name. It's 2 U's. I thought it was 2 R's. We're taking the under 30.5. Oh, they're the same team. Can't do that. Let's go ahead and go with Travis Sanheim. Travis Sanheim. And we'll take the under here. This is a great slip. So if we take the under, Jared Goff, take the under Matios, and take Sanheim, this is a profitable long-term slip. I'm not saying it's going to hit. I'm saying that the percent odds per leg outweigh the percent odds to break even long-term. In order to remain profitable off of underdog, you need to beat each individual leg in a 3-man non-insured higher than 54.5%. I'm beating it here with 58.07%. Beating it here with 55.75%. And I'm beating it here with 55.21%. So that compounding percentage shows me that I'm looking at anywhere between 4 to 5+%, right, of EV. So this slip is very profitable in the long term. Not saying it's going to hit. It still has like a 20-something% chance to hit. Okay, but as long as we're playing the long-term game, as long as we understand the math, you guys can start to play the long-term game, increase your volume. Bankroll management's everything. Make sure you're trusting the process. The only people that are going to be profitable long-term are the people that trust the process, period. Don't bring any sports knowledge into this whatsoever. Yeah, but Jared Goff, man, he's been throwing for a lot of yards. He's been throwing to his favorite wide receiver, St. Brown. He's been crushing it, man. Yeah, none of that matters because the sportsbooks know all this. They know their projections. They know the sharp models. They know everything. They know the news. They know the injury news. They know availability of players. They know everything under the sun, and they set their opening lines. And then the sharp projections, the sharp sports bettors come in and they shift these lines. Like, they obviously know that Jared Goff is good. They know that Jared Goff is a little bit too high according to the sports books. If we switch over to the fantasy score tab, this is where I wanted to explain why this fantasy score is so good, or so high, rather. As you can see here, it looks like Barstool's a little off. Regardless, the entire market setting this closer to about 17.8, which is still 2 points really soft compared to the underdog projection. And what we're doing here to get these projections, we know that fantasy score markets don't exist on these sports books, but we know the player prop markets exist on these sports books that go into the fantasy score calculations. For instance, if I head over here to the fantasy score multipliers, we know that these player props exist for receptions, for receiving yards, for rushing yards, for passing touchdowns. We're taking the near even lines and we're multiplying it times these multipliers, and we show what the fantasy scores would be if those projections existed on these sports books. Barstool, maybe take a couple overs over there because that looks really off according to the market too, in terms of their player props. Anyway, consensus data here shows you that this fantasy score is a little bit too aggressive. And I know I'm just going through picks. I want you guys to understand the logic behind why these plays are profitable in the long term. Let's go back to Prizepicks. Check it out real quick, and then we'll switch over to the parlay play, who has been a moneymaker for a lot of people because of their projections. I get that they nerfed correlation, but they still have a ton of really good plays. So we'll just go ahead and start out here. You guys will have to trust me because it's really easy if I get this on a second screen. Oh, and I screwed up everything. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Think we're good. All right. So parlay play. Again, they're completely different from the other sports books, the other fantasy apps, whatever you want to call them. Their payouts differ the same way that Prizepicks and Underdog differ. So their 5-man insured slips, I believe, are the same as Underdog, and their 6-man insured are the same as Prizepicks, and they're the only ones of those three that offer the 6-man non-insured, which happen to be the best bang for your buck slips. I'm cool with 6-man insured. I'm cool with 6-man non-insured. They're like decimal points off. 6-man non-insured technically provides more bang for your buck. So for the slip that I'm going to build, it's going to be a 6-man non-insured. Sutton. Cameron Sutton for the Lions. Over tackles plus assists. The entire market has set this to 3.5. I can show you guys. The entire market setting this to 3.5. Slight juice on the under, but still looks very good. Looks very good because 1 tackle plus assist does move the needle. We have Nate. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Far too low on parlay play. The entire market has set this to 31, 32.5, and 30.5. So it's very clear which app is off here. It's going to be parlay play. I could potentially middle this on Jock Market. The highest price point is set to 32.5. Anyway, I'm building just on Underdog right now. Fat under hits allowed. Again, we use that on Prizepicks. We can go ahead and throw it in on parlay play. Jared Goff. This one's interesting. And this one is positively correlated slightly. I think. Yeah, slightly with the overs here. Don't know if it's going to allow me to play these two together because they've been nerfing payouts left and right. And it looks like it does. Vucevic, an NBA play here. This one looks very good. And I'll show you why. I'm not going to spend time putting this in myself because it kind of gets rid of the rhythm. And you guys can go ahead and get this in. I'm sure you're building it out with me. Under rebounds plus this. So this would be the slip I'd be entering for a 6-man non-insured. Sutton over, making sure that this doesn't get nerfed. He always has to double check with parlay play. And again, if you guys haven't used code DGF on parlay play, be sure to do so. One of the best apps that we've seen by far for NBA. There's so much value. We took advantage of that LaMelo Ball value the very first day. It was like crazy off. It was easily a taco, if not better. This is the slip I'm getting in. I'm going to explain it now. We have so much market value here for NBA. As you can see here, 28.5 across the board, near even line for literally every single sports book. That's amazing to see. So it's very clear that parlay play is 1 point plus rebound plus assist too soft. And again, we're not saying this is like a crazy good play. It's only one off. But still, the fact that it's off, it's going to move the needle here enough in order to remain profitable in the long term for 6-man non-insureds. We have to beat this 53.9% of the time or higher. And as you can see here, 54.42. So we're providing like a 0.5 plus EV edge in the long term for beating them by this percentage with just this leg, right? Jaylen Brown, the exact same thing here. It looks like under. Looks like FanDuel's even more off here, but as you can see, the entire market is setting this to 25.5, whereas looks like it's just FanDuel and Parlay Play setting this to 26.5. So if you do have FanDuel, take the under there and take the under on Jaylen Brown on Parlay Play because you're getting it at minus 117 odds, almost identical odds here, but a full point plus rebound higher here on Parlay Play. It's very easy to see when you have so many price points. Same thing can be said here for this NFL play tonight. And that's all we're doing. The data knows all. The logic comes from knowing that all these sports books make money off their sports bettors, period. Like, once you understand that, you can use their data against other fantasy apps like Prizepicks, like Underdog, like Fliff, like Hot Streak, all these guys who are pretty new into the market, so it's good to take advantage now. Like, these opportunities are only going to get harder to take advantage of, which is why we have the software automatically updating 24/7 so that we can take advantage of these, and you guys will see. They will bump very quickly if you have this tool. That's all the software does. Let's go ahead and build another slip. We have Ponter. This one's good. A little bit too low. We have a price point set to 32.5, 31.5. Very clear that this is a little bit too soft on Parlay Play. I'm going to use the other screen here so I'm not going back and forth. Desmond Bain. Another very good one. Over 29.5 points plus assists. 2 overs. Now we got an under, Dinwiddie. Haven't heard his name in a while. Dinwiddie. And I really, really like these NBA plays because there's so much data now. There's so much data. And the fact that we even see discrepancies like this is wild still. Like, I'm surprised if Parlay Play is going to continue to offer these this many discrepancies, because it's almost hard to be profitable when there's this many and people are taking advantage of them. Just goes to show you, like, you guys need to take advantage now. Now's the time to invest. And Bruce Brown. I'm just literally going down the list here. Under points. So that's the slip. Ponter over 30.5. Desmond Bain over 29.5 points plus assists. Dinwiddie less than 27.5. Jalen Williams over 14.5 assists. Jason Tatum less than 40.5 PRA. Bruce Brown less than 13 points. 13.5 points. You can also slide the line on any one of these plays. Parlay Play allows you to slide the line for one projection per day, up to $20 for the entire entry. So, like, for instance, you could give yourself an additional 0.5 edge here if you were to slide this to 14 for Bruce Brown, because obviously it's a lot harder for Bruce Brown to score a point than it is for Jason Tatum to get 1 PRA. I think. I think that makes sense. So Bruce Brown, you want to slide the line on these closer to 0 projections, generally speaking. You could even do it here on Jalen Williams. Anyway, if you want to use your slide the line, you don't have to. It's their everyday promo, which is another reason why we love Parlay Play. And just to break this down again, this is just a simple comparison to the market. Very straightforward with these plays. We have Ponter, we just went over. Bain, 30.5 across the market. Like, very straightforward. Slight edge. 26.5 here. Did we take the under? We did, right? Yeah. The entire market, 26.5. 1 PRA moves the needle enough for this to remain profitable. Jalen Williams, the exact same thing. This one is set to 14.5, but heavier juice on the under. You're still getting better bang for your buck all the way up here. Or sorry. Yes, it's the softer projection. So this entire market's at the 15.5. You're getting this at a softer projection. These are all very straightforward and base level. Like, you need to understand why those are profitable before you can understand the rest. We have a combo play that just popped up. Nothing really more other than like this NHL play. Jordan Poole. Okay, we have a couple. We can try to build another one here. And again, if you guys haven't used code DGF for Parlay Play, it's 100% match up to $100. That is... Parlay Play is a W. It's literally the community favorite app, I would say, other than them nerfing the payouts. 105.5 over here for Jacoby Myers and Sam Laporta. Might be forcing a slip here, but this Laporta play apparently looks very good. Cunningham, under 28.5. Poole, Jordan Poole over 30.5 PRA. Towns. Always like taking unders against Towns. 25.5 points plus assists. We can go with Donato. NHL play that we were talking about. That's an under because it's so heavily, it's very heavily juiced on the 2.5 under. So we're basically playing that to land on 2 or go under. And then we'll give us a quick refresh. We'll go one more play. Zach LaVine under 30.5 points plus rebounds. That's it. That's it. And we pretty much sucked up all the value here. I don't see anything on parlay play anymore. Mike Conley just popped up, and so did Rudy Gobert, naturally. Ooh. Something happened there with Mike Conley, or their projections just dropped. So let me just show you guys. Mike Conley here just appeared. It looks like they're just releasing projections on the books, so that might be it. Heavily juiced on the over, minus 140, minus 145, enough to beat the edge long term here on parlay play. So we'll do Mike Conley over, rebounds plus assist. Ooh, we have a Towns over. It just got released on FanDuel. Now, that's their opening lines. So just based on experience, when you go off of one price point, especially when it's FanDuel, they're usually off. Like, they're usually the one book to adjust. I usually wait when FanDuel is the only one, unless it's like 70%. Like, clearly, if FanDuel's off that much from parlay play, like, it makes sense to take that, right? So I might avoid that. We'll come back to it. Rudy Gobert over rebounds. Let me go and put this on the second screen. I was showing you guys the plays that popped up. Now, they do play for the same team, so that's negatively correlated. So maybe I won't put Rudy Gobert in there. Nobody likes Rudy Gobert's overs anyway, ever. All right. Tatum. Maybe we're forcing here. Hold on. Let me just make sure there's enough plays. Because that Conley play is good, but is it good enough? Did that Conley play just bump? I don't see it anymore. Okay, well, I mean, it's still decent. It just came down in percentage. Yeah, so it's not that great. Yeah, I think we're forcing. I'm trying to find other plays here. There's not really too many. They go wild. But this is what I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you guys my view. Like, those new plays just popped up. Literally within the time span of like 10 minutes, almost an entire new board popped up. You guys have to consistently be on top of updating your optimizer. Also, if you set your notifications, you guys can literally set your notifications right here. You can set a bar percent to hit. So like if I wanted anything over 55%, I would be getting a notification for parlay play sent directly to my email. So if I'm going to do something, I don't have to sit here and click refresh every single day or every single minute. I would just get it straight to my email. So as long as you have your email notifications on, you'll get the best plays in parlay play. And then you can switch over. You can be like, all right, well, there's a really good play now. It just hit over 58%. I can go ahead over to the optimizer. Boom, 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 boom. Never missed out on a play. And usually, parlay play is one of the slower apps to adjust to the market. So you usually can get in these plays as long as you turn on your email notifications. I'm doing a million things throughout the day, so I'm not able to take advantage probably as many as many opportunities as you guys are. But anyway, I'm talking, and more plays are popping up. DeJounte Murray over 27.5 PRA, and that's how you take advantage. That is exactly how you attack the board. Let's switch over to Prizepicks before we end the live stream, because I know that we've been on for a while, and it looks like it's starting to get dry. I mean, technically, I could sit here all day and keep refreshing. Might have to do that for another day. Imagine like doing a 24/7 live stream, 24-hour live stream. Yeah, not too much. Let's go ahead and go to the questions. I've ignored you guys long enough. Monday Night Football question mark. Are you referring to just individual plays or like the correlation? Can't use parlay play in Arizona, I know. Do Prizepicks. I'm sorry, dude. So earlier in the live stream, we did a couple Prizepicks picks. $2. Appreciate the donation. Ryan Woldridge? There's an L in there. How many points is Giannis going to have? Bucks. I think what you're trying to ask is how many points is Giannis going to have? Well, let's go ahead and check the market, because I don't know. Could have 27. Could have 30. Could have neither. Could have 26. Hey, that was a good guess. 27. So it looks like it's slightly favoring the over. So really 26.5 is how many points he's going to score. He's going to score 26 or 27. Book it. Why is Parlay Play destroying itself? I think you're referring to the correlation. I mean, hey, they're getting rocked. It just goes to show you that correlation works. So let me just put this in perspective. The fact that Parlay Play is getting rid of their correlation altogether means that what we've been doing to them has been working, which is more incentive to sign up for the correlation tool, guys. If you haven't already, there's still apps out there that haven't adjusted their rules. Boom Fantasy, they've limited you, sure, but like, why wouldn't you put in $10 per slip? Put in like 50 different slips for Boom. Looks like the NFL correlated slip for tonight just dropped. That's pretty awesome for Prizepicks. I released one earlier today, a video on correlation, but the odds that you're getting on Underdog directly comparing to other very sharp sports books that happen to be very heavily correlated, that don't even allow you to enter on the sports books. For instance, passing completions, forget it. They won't even let you pair that with any other prop on FanDuel single game parlay for NFL or even DraftKings. Like they're just like, yeah, screw it. We're not allowing this because it's so heavily correlated with other types of projections. And you guys will see that. You saw a lot of targets and passing completions on the tool yesterday. A lot of them hit, and that's because they're so heavily correlated. Oh, chat disconnected. Can you please do a 5-slip Underdog fantasy pick'em? Do you know any of the books like Fliff? Those of us who are not in betting states looking to do some arbitrage betting, but hard to do with just Fliff. Yeah, I mean, it is tough. So Fliff is one of the only sports books that are available in the same states. I know that if you live in Florida, there's going to be Hard Rock that's going to be coming out soon. I think that's officially announced, but other than that, no. Any good plays on UD? Not that we were just looking at. I will double check though. We had another one that popped up, but nothing too crazy. Joda. Yeah, look at that discrepancy. That's a full 3-kill discrepancy. Take the under on Jock Market. Take the over on Joda on Underdog. We haven't taken advantage of this Heim play. I would maybe do both of those plays with maybe just take the under of B-God. That would be my slip. But nothing too crazy here. All right. That's it. That's all the questions that we got, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be live every single day at 11. We're also going to be going live at 4:30 to break down some more NBA value along with some Monday Night Football value with TJ doing our daily live stream that starts at 4:30 Eastern time. I would go later, closer to lock, but I got a kid to take care of. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, let's cash. Talk to you guys tomorrow.
We could be holding up our light. We could be fighting for what's right. Or we could be falling to pieces. Under the bridge of fire burns. Somewhere the pages start to turn. And somebody whispers, I need this. Apologize for what's in your dream. Maybe this time we'll